Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So we have 4 piles here, but before you choose one of the piles, for anyone that's interested, it's a little intro and a little extra guidance for the bigger picture and what's happening in the world right now. I'll explain this in a second, but the topic we're going to be doing is the bigger picture. So we're going to be looking into what you're focusing on right now and what is surrounding you, and maybe there's missed opportunities that you're not noticing, or there's certain toxic people in your life or behavior that you're doing. That's what we're going to be looking into for each of the piles in this reading. But I just wanted to mention these cards that I've pulled for myself just a couple of nights ago, and I kept it because I felt like I don't know all of the information. I usually just do with the information I'm getting and what I'm resonating with, working with angels and demons. So just bear that in mind. I don't know everything. I definitely do not know everything. But I do work with these energies, and I'm going to explain before you run off and before I read you these cards. I'm going to explain like a little bit about how I perceive angels and demons. We have masculine energy, we have feminine energy. So if you want to put it in that perspective, like demons are kind of the more masculine energy because they get you the material things, the wealth, everything. They help you with that stuff. And then the angels are more of the spiritual, the feminine kind of energy. And then a lot of people would say that the demons are the darker energy and the angels are the light energy. Now, let me explain. So the occult, and you have witches that practice magic and everything. You have white witches, and then you have the witches that practice like the darker black magic, whatever you want to call it. And this is a very controversial topic because you have people on both sides, and they're not willing to work with these. Like, some people are like, oh, I only do darker magic because it's stronger and more powerful. And then you have the people that are just all love and light, and they only work with the, Reiki energy and all of that. That's fine, but my path is realizing that there needs to be duality for balance in our lives. And that's why I've chosen to, work with demons and with angels. And you will see now in a second how they actually work with each other to give you an idea of what's going on. And it freaked me out when I pulled these cards. They always do. They always kind of, make everything a lot more clear for me. And this couldn't be more spot on. So I'll go into the reading here in a second with these cards. I just want to kind of see if I'm explaining it now properly. Also for me, we have like negative energy around us, and we're always constantly like trying to, sage the house and get rid of all of the negative energy, and, trying to attract in more of the positive energy and everything, and that's fine. But sometimes that negative energy just kind of comes back in because we haven't like healed certain parts of ourselves, and we haven't really acknowledged certain demons that we have inside of us. So certain addictions and things like that. And for me, it really works well when I work with the angels and the demons together. I'm not sure if that's exactly how you're meant to do it, but for me, it's working, and the angels and the demons seem to have a common ground with me in doing that. And I have really been learning about like angels. For me, they're very strong, and sometimes they're very, very much, sometimes like it's a little bit too, the synchronicities sometimes are a little bit too much, and I'm kind of in a state where I'm very easily, I easily lose it with the more light energy, because that's where I'm more comfortable with that energy. I've always been, but again, that lighter energy hasn't really got me very far in life. I was always like not really keeping a job. I was always moving. I wasn't really able to manifest money. La 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 la. I wasn't in my root chakra. And the way I look at demons, they're more of the root chakra. They're the more masculine, dense energy. And they like the material wealth. They like the power. They love all of that kind of energy. Okay? And that's why with like the mainstream media, like for example, I don't know, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, they'll show you a lot of like occult kind of things, and it's very dark, and it's yeah. A lot of people just who know about demons, and then they're not in a really good headspace to work with demons. Let's just say, for example, they have a really big ego and all they want is fame, power, money, all of that. Demons can give you that. They have no problem with it, and they have no problem with getting you it in very sinister ways. They don't ask you to do these things, but you have to be like, what you want, they will give it to you. So if you are asking for someone to leave your life, they'll do whatever is easiest to get them out of your life, and that can turn very dark. And why I've been very interested and felt very much drawn to this, more so recently since I've come home, is because there is a lot of occult people in power, and there is a lot of really, really dark stuff going on that I don't want to talk about on the channel because a lot of people might not be ready to hear that. But I feel like in a couple of years, or sooner rather than later, all of this will come out, and we're going to move towards more of that light energy. But for me, being too much in the light energy also takes you away from enjoying things like, I don't know, eating junk food every now and again, or, you know, just knowing that you don't have to restrict yourself from these things that we're here to experience. This is a human experience, and you have to live sometimes like a human being. And that can mean like, you know, wanting to be greedy sometimes, wanting to be selfish sometimes. We're human beings. These are natural things. And this is why I love working with this energy. Now, I never really work with demons asking for money because I'm not at that point yet where I'm comfortable enough to do that. I don't really ask much from them on a, like, I need you to give me, you know, a certain amount of money. I like working with them because they really are good and very clear at communicating with me in a very like straight to the point. They're no bullshit. They don't really have time for bullshit, and some of them aren't come across as very nice at times. Like, you're wasting my time, like, why are you asking me such a silly question? I get that a lot from demons. It's like, this is a stupid question, and then I'm just like, oh, and that kind of puts me back a bit. But it's a very interesting thing, and anyone that feels drawn to this, I recommend that you maybe look into buying these decks, because Travis McHenry he's republished them. They're a different box. It's not the same as the one that I have because I got the very first edition, but he's a newer edition, and they're actually quite nice. It's just different looking to these. But now, I hope I explained this. I don't want to go too much into it, but I hope you're getting the general idea why I work with angels and demons, because we need polarity in life. Like, a lot of the corruption has been, we're moving into the age of Aquarius. We were in the age of Leo. Age of Leo was more of like the power and like having control over things, but it got very toxic and it got too much into, you know, the negative aspect of Leo. Whereas now we need the balance, and that's why we're moving into the age of Aquarius, and that's bringing us more into balance. But it's just, I really feel like people need to start understanding that we have good people, we have bad people, we have yin and yang. This is my whole life is about this now. It's all I kind of set my day around. I'm trying to understand, am I doing the right thing in certain areas of my life? Like, am I balancing the energy? I'm allowing myself to do things that I wouldn't really see as productive, like, you know, taking 3 or 4 naps a day. I'm like, oh, whatever, I feel like it, I don't care. I'm just moving into a different energy now where I just really want to intuitively know what's right for me and my body and my life. So these have really, really, really been helping me with that. And it's very nice to look at. So I just want to, before we start, I pulled a spread, and the first card I pulled from the angel deck, I just want to lay them out the way that they came. Okay. So the first angel that I got was Manakel. I have actually been pulling him a lot recently. He is I say he because EL, it ends in an EL. And that's a more masculine. When the angels end in an EL, that means a masculine angel. But like, angels, are they really masculine or feminine? But he works with the more masculine energy. And it says down here, now I'm going to talk about the numbers in a second and how strange this all is, but he is the number 66, as you can see in the top there. And Manakel, it says knowledge of good and evil. I'm not sure if you can see that. Knowledge of good and evil, appeases divine anger, cures epilepsy. That's just a little quick thing. And when I felt his energy with this whole spread, it kind of made me happy in a way, because he's the person who, for me, comes through as like, okay, well, there's good, there's bad. Basically everything that I was explaining, and it's like, you can just choose what you know to be right. And I feel like people are choosing now what they believe more so than ever. They're choosing to, you know, like, people are choosing to be in fear, or they're choosing to be in love and compassion. He's like making it very, very obvious, like, choose what you want and just be very aware of that energy. And then over here we have, I always forget how to say his name, Valifor. He, for me, I haven't really worked with this demon before, but it says tempts thieves to steal, serves as an excellent familiar. The energy I got from him a couple of days ago, also, he's represented by the 6, 6, 6, and 6. And in tarot, he's represented by the 4 of Pentacles. And Manakel is represented by the 7 of Swords. Manakel is kind of saying, there is a lot of thieves and corruption going on, and it's going to become more aware, and it's going to become more obvious, and people are going to really start waking up to things. And Valifor is represented by 4 of Pentacles. We know the 4 of Pentacles means people wanting all of the money, keeping the money to themselves. And with everything that we're hearing from certain places and conspiracy theories and stuff like that, the people that were in power and had this power for so long, they don't want to let go of that. They want to keep those pentacles. And they've been stealing from everyone for quite some time. And a lot of people are waking up to the fact that we are not free. We are slaves to the system. And that is the kind of thing that I'm seeing here, is Manakel is telling us that, okay, we're giving you the knowledge now, and it's up to you to start waking up to what's actually going on in the world and doing something for yourself to change your life and make sure that you're not falling into the trap of watching too much media, thinking that you need to go and do a certain course because that's what's going to make you money in life. Manikel is, for me, saying, like, you can become famous. You can get wealth. And it's all about this angel as well, which I will talk. This is the angel, yeah. And I will talk about him in a second. But Manikel is really saying to me that this is the age of Aquarius now. We're all about networking, and like even locked in our homes, we're still all able to communicate. And it's all about, he's saying to me now, this is when everyone's going to realize that the whole social distancing thing is actually something that is quite positive, and it's going to be something that is going to stick, because people are going to be more aware of, certain people that were in their life that were quite toxic and always bringing them down. This social distancing actually made them realize, wait, I feel a lot better without these people. And now a lot of people may be on online and having their own kind of network, or growing their own network of people. And the age of Aquarius is also the time when, we're working on towards things that will give us financial abundance, but as well, like, it's stuff that we actually like and we actually enjoy. It's a real passion. And I feel like a lot of you are now looking at different people that you always looked up to on social media, and you're seeing them as really influential people, and you're realizing, I can do that. I just thought before I never had the time, but now look at me, I have so much time to do these things. So that's just the energy I'm picking up. And we have like Ipos, and he's not really that, he always comes up to me as like, right, you just really need to sit down. He's represented by the Two of Wands. I'm not sure if that's actually correct. In this tarot deck, I'm not sure if like in the Gotia it's actually correct. But in this deck, he's represented by the Two of Wands, and I'm just taking what is intuitively coming to me. And he's also someone that, like, it says tells of past and the future. A lot of people are now digging in, starting to realize stuff from the past, like noticing that this was a cycle that happened, and people are now using astrology as a science and not like wishy-washy fairy tale blah blah blah. He's saying to us that people are understanding what nature, magic, all of the woo-woo stuff. He's trying to say to us that, we're moving into a different age. This is what's coming through for me. And he's making people a lot more smart, because he wants people to, create a new, the way he's coming through is like he wants a different world. He's bored of this world now. He wants something more fun and free. And it says voyage by sea. I feel like I picked this up, and I'm not sure exactly how this is going to make sense, but I feel like it will make sense in the future. I feel like a lot of things, like even though there's no planes or anything in the skies, I feel like people are still traveling overseas. And by people, I mean like all of the other stuff that's going on in the world right now. And I think a lot of things are being like cleared out. I have a strong feeling that a lot of, people that were quite well known are a little bit fearful for the things that they've been doing. I felt that. And it's just, there's a lot of things going on that we're not supposed to see. And I feel that strongly, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. I have a fair idea of some things that are going on. But again, it's still kind of conspiracy theories, and it's not proper proven or anything. But that's a different time for that. Yeah comes up for me a lot. And he is fame and renown, influences, commerce, voyages, and great discoveries. All of this energy for me. Also, Ipos, he's about communication, and he also he's actually quite. He's very good for getting information out of people that are, lying and stuff like that. So that's like a way to work with him. Like if you feel like someone's lying to you, he can manipulate the energy to get them to tell you the truth. Again, I wouldn't do that because I feel like that's something that I just, if someone's lying to me, whatever, I'll find out. I have to learn. My whole thing is I'll learn the way I'm meant to learn, but I don't say that people can't do that or whatever. Your own path is going to be your own path. But I just like to, communicate and find out through tarot more so, not really as much anymore whole rituals and stuff. That's a bit intense. But I just like to communicate with them on a different level. And the information he was giving me was, I'm making people more intelligent because I'm bored of their stupidity. That's the message he gave me. He's like, I'm just bored of people being stupid for no reason. He's like, you have all the technology, you have all of these new ways of creating abundance for yourself and a new way to become famous. For example, people are getting famous on TikTok like that. Everything is different now. You don't get famous by, working your ass off to be an actor. Being an actor and living in your car and that horrible thing that is the stigma around becoming an actor or a singer. Things have changed, okay? And he's like, be more smart. That's the old way. That's how they wanted it to be. And by they, I mean the whole Hollywood being exposed and all of the dark occult kind of things that was going on, and the whole Illuminati. I'm doing that because, yes, it's true and whatever, but there is that Illuminati kind of shit going on, but whatever. But he's kind of saying I'm bored because for the demons, they're more interested in being entertained, and quite frankly, they're bored of all of the horrible torture and sex trafficking and all of that kind of stuff. They're just ugh, okay, because it's giving that kind of energy, that more dense, masculine, powerful, material, wealth energy to people that are in power and aren't willing to work with their divine feminine energy. That's where it goes wrong. That's where people get greedy, selfish, and quite evil, because this is a more evil energy, but we are the ones that are evil. We create that to be evil by the choices that we make. So people blame the demons. I don't blame the demons. The demons are just there. They're just another being that you can communicate with. I know this is probably very, very far-fetched for a lot of people, so some people might not still be here. But I'm kind of just going to stop there because I've been talking for 23 minutes. I love talking about this because it really resonates with me, and it makes a lot of sense to me. So if you'd like me to do more of these kind of readings, I could maybe do them at the start of certain videos, or I don't know, I'm just not completely comfortable because this is my kind of personal thing, so it's just weird to be doing it on YouTube because it's very it's very out there, but this needs to be out there because people don't understand it from watching certain movies and being afraid of demons, because again, that's what they wanted us to be afraid of. They want us to be afraid of demons because they don't want us to know what their power can be. Because the angels make you work for it. They're not okay, here you go. They'll guide you, but they're just not as fast working as demons. So yeah, I got chills there. It was I think I did a good enough job. So yeah, leave a comment down below if you If you have any questions, I'll try and answer them to the best of my ability. But just remember, I am no expert in this. I'm reading books and stuff on both subjects, so it's a lot of information for someone like me to take in, because I don't normally like reading that much. I'm more of watching videos and documentaries and stuff. But yeah, now we're going to go into the 4 piles. So yes, I will see you there. Go down below in the timestamps. Blah 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 blah. Hello, pile number 1. So the center card that you have here is the Page of Cups. And I really feel that your energy right now at the minute is very innocent, very calm. And there's something about you that's very passionate about what you're doing. So there's something very small that you might be doing that's like, it's something of more of a hobby and not really something that you want to, you know, create into like a job or anything. It's something for you right now. It's just very innocent and creative, and your creativity is starting to, you know, flow, and your passion for this hobby has been very, very strong, but you're holding on too tight to some sort of an idea, and this is all kind of now starting to be like, okay, you have this idea, now you really need to understand that this passion that you have is your life purpose, and it's going to really flourish once you really start to, you know, be more mature about a certain idea. This could be for some of you a relationship, but it really just, for me strongly, it's more to do with some sort of a passion in your a creative idea, because there's information that's going to be coming through very soon. This is very kind of straight to the point here. Also, if you're seeing the number 11, I know this is pile number 1, but I am feeling the number 11. I have the 4 of Cups here. I do feel like there is either a parent or a brother that may be not doing the best during these times. Maybe they're not really working at all, or they're having to work at home and they're not enjoying it and they're just fed up because this time is just hard for them. And some of them may have started drinking a lot more, and this is something that you're trying to, you know, deal with in the best way. I do have a strong feeling that the main information I'm getting here is what is going to bring in, we have the Moon card here, and because down here I have a little pearl and seashell, and then I have the Moon card, because you're in this, it's like you have the fish above your head and you have the pearl down here, I can't say that word, down here. So you're paying more attention on the little bunny, you know, the more cutesy things in life. And you're not paying attention to the more finer details, but they're going to be coming to you very soon. Water is a strong element here as well. And for some of you, it may come as a shock, but once you go down to, maybe down to the seaside or the river, it could be at nighttime. I'm really, for a lot of you, I'm picking up the beach, but taking a walk in the evening, and not really listening to music or anything while you're taking a walk, just really being there in the moment, is when your intuition is going to spark and the idea is going to come to you. So I just want to say, start getting in touch with water again. Something to do with water is strongly what's needed for you right now. So maybe being in kind of in isolation, it's probably hard to do that, and I just want to let you know if there's a will, there's a way, and I'm not sure if that really means like, getting up at 3 a.m. when all the police are gone and, driving down to the beach. Something fun about this whole experience, and I'm not sure, but all of this knowledge is going to come to you then. So this can be quite confusing, but I have the Hierophant here, and I have a grandparent. So for anyone that has a grandparent, granddad more so, actually, some of you could be grandmother, but for me it's coming through strongly. Grandparent is a male, obviously with the imager here, but we have the Hermit here as well, and that was under the Moon card. If you notice, the light is coming down and it's shining on his little, I forget what you call that. What do you call that thing? I don't know. Comment down below. Sometimes I forget words. But the light is coming down and shining on that. And then we have the Hierophant here, which for me, it's like you're being looked after by a grandparent. And he's the one that maybe had some sort of a story. There's a story here because I'm resonating with the books in the background. So there's some sort of a story that he used to tell about somewhere down by the beach or the river, or maybe where he lived had something to do with that. Maybe it's the main thing here is connecting with your childhood and stories from the past that are going to spark this creativity and this new idea that you really need to know about. Anyone that has a grandparent that maybe this isn't resonating with you and he's still alive, maybe just getting back to old times when things that you used to do with him, because I'm really picking up that his stories is also something that's going to inspire you to get on that life path. The Hermit is going within and discovering, for you it's strongly discovering what's your purpose in life, and it's all coming through either someone that has passed away and is giving you this information, or information from a grandparent that's in your life right now. And the Queen of Swords, this for me strongly came through as there is a karmic cycle here for some of you. There is toxic feminine and toxic masculine energy, and it's kind of been in your, if you look back at like the timelines of your ancestors as well, it's a repeating thing, and it's more of the feminine energy having to, stand up for what she believes in, and being more of like holding on too tight to her beliefs, and standing her ground and being like, men are the problem or something like that. That is something that needs to change with this Queen of Swords. So this could be a parent, this could be a mother, or this could be something to do with the story that he about his wife or your grandmother. There's a karmic path that is ending here, and there is a new discovery along with this. But I hope that kind of made some sense for you. That's as far as I'm going to go into it, because it's going to be a little bit too complicated if I go too far. And I feel like that's all I have for you. So please leave a comment down below and like the video and subscribe, and I will see you all in the future. Goodbye. Hello, group number 2. So can I just start off by saying, just to take whatever resonates, but I either have that if you are at home and you're having to deal with parents, this is what I will kind of be talking about, but as well I am picking up that this could be your own relationship. If you are married or have or in a relationship with someone who it's been a long-term relationship, I'm going to kind of be covering both of them. Right, so what you're focusing on right now, which may be something that you need to kind of ease back on, I feel like I'm getting the message here that it's time for you to, stop taking things a little too serious in regards to like healing You will heal, but you really need to know there's a lot of things that need to be talked about, and I'll go into that in a second. So everything, your energy is much lighter probably than normal, and you feel that you're healing a lot more. But this is kind of for me a little bit of what I'm looking at. It's spiritual bypassing, so it's trying to only channel messages through watching maybe YouTube videos, pick of cards and stuff. And what this message for me is saying, that the issue is that you're not choosing to look at yourself, or for anyone that is, because for me, this Queen of Pentacles, like the Queen of Pentacles is the motherly energy, but in this card, this Queen of Pentacles for me, she's like, kind of like, whatever, not really bothered. She's more so, in this deck, she's more so like, no one can really bother her. But for me, always in this card, I always feel that it's more of a not so positive energy when it's seen from other people's perspective. And so for anyone that's having issues with parents, the issue here is the feminine energy, the Queen of Pentacles, because this Nine of Wands, with his telescope, he's pointing towards her. And for me, it seems like she doesn't really want to bother with this King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands, for me, he's not, like, he's saying, can you sit down, please? But the King of Wands is very much busy, busy, busy. And he really sometimes isn't exactly the best communicator, because he's very fast paced. So if this is a dad and a mum, they're just really, needing to look at what their bad traits are. So for the King of Wands, he needs to learn how to, not be so demanding and kind of like chill out a little bit, because he seems like he's taking things a little bit too serious and all of that. So this could be your partner, or it could be your dad. And for the Queen of Pentacles, this could represent you, because it makes sense. You're in this High Priestess mode, so that if you are being represented by the Queen of Pentacles, you think you're doing the work, but there is more work to be done here in regards to, the real things in your life, not all of the things that you're choosing to walk away from. Because I have the Eight of Cups here, and then I have the Five of Cups. Your emotional state is something that you're choosing to kind of not deal with, because we have a man here at the bar. Again, a drinking problem I'm seeing coming up again, but this also could mean that someone that is just really, really struggling to say what they feel emotionally. And I feel like this is the male energy, so he's really not knowing how to, get his emotions out, and causing him to do kind of more toxic things, because he's not feeling emotionally available. But then again, we have the Eight of Cups over here, so someone else is being the feminine energy. For me also, she is being a little bit emotionally unavailable too, because she's choosing to walk away. She's saying, I'm not dealing with that. So whatever that is, I'm saying that men he just doesn't know how to open up. But for me, I really feel like, because the Nine of Wands, the telescope is pointing towards the Queen of Pentacles, and I have the High Priestess here, who's doing all of the spirituality, all of the yoga and all those things. And that's very good, but you need to deal with the actual issues that are going on as well, and you can't just be so invested in that. It's time for a treat, is what I'm hearing. It's time for both of you to, treat yourself to a little evening or some sort of a date to just start to rekindle that kind of love and emotion. And if this is parents you're dealing with, maybe you are the person that kind of needs to suggest that to happen. Because, say for example, your parents are bickering or whatever, and you're constantly just working on your spirituality, and you're not really being invested in your family, like spending more time with your family. That could also be an indication that, you need to have a closer connection maybe with your mum, and then somehow your dad will also come into the equation as well. It's just, there's a whole dynamic here of, looking at yourself and realizing where you can improve. And for me, it seems like the masculine energy in the situation here really needs you right now. Again, don't feel like you need to fix anyone. Like you can kind of try and help people, but if they're not really getting it, then maybe it is time for you to walk away. But the opportunity right now for me, the bigger picture here, is healing. Like there's a lot of people in your circle, in your family, that need healing and support. And like I was talking about, if you watch the Angel and Demon, it's like both sides of the scale are completely, someone's in the more toxic addictions and all of that energy, so they're being really weighed down by this energy. And then you are more in that higher frequency, in the higher chakras with spirituality, and that's great. But because of the bigger picture here and the surrounding cards, it's like, don't get too carried away with that energy, and try and, not walk away from people who need your support that are in your family. That's all I really have for you, pile number 2. I hope this made sense in some way or another and you took something from it. Yeah, so just leave a comment down below, give this video a like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the future. Goodbye. Hello, group number 3, and this is really interesting, this spread. First thing I noticed is this is the way I laid the cards out from the beginning. As you could see from the other piles, this is the way I laid them out. This is the surrounding energy here, and this is the center card, which is an ant. If you look at this, this is like things are ending and new things are being born. And for some of you that might resonate as well with, I'm not going to go too deep into that because that's a very small minority I'm hearing that it's a smaller minority, but some of you are preparing for a new child coming into the world, and it's a little bit stressful, and there's a lot of things that you're not ready for. I'm just wanting to let you know quickly, anyone that resonates with, we have the 8, and we also have the infinity symbol here in the strength card. I don't know if you can see that. Come on. There, you can kind of see it. I don't know why I had to show you, like, I told you it was there. It's fine, you believe me. But yeah, the 8 is definitely telling me that this is a very, very stressful time for you, but a very important time. And this, oh, that's coming through strong. I'm really hearing that you need to really have nice, sweet dreams and have a very, very deep sleep. You need a lot of rest during these times, and this is something that you should try and look into if you aren't sleeping well. Maybe working with some sort of an angel or praying that you can, have enough rest. Funny enough, I have the High Priestess here, and I forgot. The way that she has the cards laid out there is exactly the same way that I have the cards laid out here, which is very, very strange. I never noticed that before until obviously I did this spread. But I have a feeling that with everything that's going on, because you have the Tower right now, and outside of you, it's very chaotic. Like, this could be that your anxiety is picking up because of what's going on in the world. You might feel that, you know, you really have to get things together. A lot of you might even be like looking at certain people and they're, you know, like putting up things like, oh, quarantine life, I'm getting so much done, la 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 la. And that's why I feel like you're in this Eight of Pentacles. So you're really rushing things because Eight of Wands down here as well. So you're seeing that people are progressing, they're moving fast. As well, there's a lot of information coming out that's kind of putting you in this stress mode. And there's certain pressure put upon you as well from like having to get certain work done. Or for some of you as well, maybe you're feeling that you need to make a certain amount of money to feel secure. There's a lot going on here for you, pile number 3. But I just want to let you know that this is all part of your spiritual journey. This pile for me is, you are the people that haven't really been woke or awakened like you have right now. Like, you are really starting to awaken, and for you, funny enough, it's really happening quite fast. I don't really feel that I feel like you're really dealing with this in a good way, and you aren't, you know, stressing too much, but it's just very, very draining for you. And you are, for me, it's like 4th density, 5th density kind of energy. So you may, I'm holding my head right now, you may have really sore heads or migraines, and you may have been taking like certain, I have the strength card, but I don't know why. When I was looking at the strength card, I felt like paracetamol or something, or some form of a drug. I really feel like that's not really solving anything, and it's not really curing the issue. For me, I feel that you just have to understand that this is all working out the way it needs to, because with the High Priestess, and I'm taking that as a message that this is my message for you in regards to this is a cycle, because of the way the cards are laid out in that card and the way that I have the cards laid out here. But for me, it feels like this is just all part of the cycle. So to make it quick for you, you have the Tower. Things are messed up. The whole world outside is kind of, you know, crumbling down before our eyes. You've turned to tarot because you want some reassurance, and you're not really sure how to deal with like these sleepless nights, this anxiety, this stress. A lot of you, I feel like as well, are, it seems like you're alone, or you're feeling very alone. So this isolation for you is, you know, stressing you out in some way. You have the Eight of Wands here, so you have some sort of a fear for me, about thoughts of like this getting worse, and you know, you're having darker thoughts, okay? And I have the Eight of Pentacles, so a lot of you are working maybe from home, or you're having to think of new ways to perfect something. There's something that you're trying to perfect, and it's really stressing you out, because this stress is coming from looking at what other people are doing. So this could be even in regards to trying to perfect, you know, a routine for yourself and all of this. But really for me, I feel like one thing that you should try and perfect is having a night routine for yourself. So, 6 o'clock, put your feet up, watch something, chill out, then make a cup of tea, and then maybe going to your bedroom and getting away from technology and reading a book and properly winding down. Because for me, sleep is your most important thing. It's really what's going to give you the strength to get up every day and do, the routine that you want to do. Because right now your sleep is not where it needs to be. And 8, again, you need your full 8 hours sleep. I'm getting that 8 is strong here. Everything for me just is going through a cycle, and everything is changing, and it's going to take some time to adjust to this. But when you get to that point when everything is fine, that's when your strength, you're healing old wounds. You, for me, are the people that is dealing with trauma from the past, and it's very important for you to understand that this is all for the better. And anyone that maybe, oh my god, my chair just moved. That was bloody weird. Like, my chair just moved. Oh my god, sorry. I don't know if you heard that on the microphone, but my chair, sorry. Okay, sorry. What I was going to say, see, I'm completely off guard now. I was going to say, with this, I feel like a lot of you are really, really focusing on either this new child that's coming into your life, or this new idea that you have of whenever this is all over and done with, you need to be at that point where you're ready to start fresh. But listen, Linda, that's not the way it works. Everyone has to work at their own pace and go through this at their own pace. Some people may be more ahead of the game than you are, but you don't know what's going on in their life, and they could be going through a lot of other really dark shit. They just really aren't showing it. And I feel like that's the message that I have for you, and I hope that makes sense, and I hope you're doing okay. Please leave a comment down below and let me know how you're feeling. But yes, this is for some of you, it might be a little bit heavy energy there, so just take whatever resonates, and yeah, leave a like on the video and subscribe, and I will see you all in the future. Goodbye. Hello, pile number 4, and welcome to this reading. So I just want to point out here that I'm not exactly sure what this message is, because it's coming through in different ways. But so this is the surrounding energy. What's the bigger picture? Okay, and then here in the middle we have the Knight of Cups. It has a sword there, but that is a sword of water. But he's wearing an armor of gold. Now, this is the only pile that I really feel that your attention is focused on a relationship strongly. The rest of the piles actually wasn't as much, but you are definitely like losing a bit of hope in some way or another, and you're putting up you or they, I will say that because I have to kind of go back and forth. You're losing hope or they're losing hope, because this is a more masculine energy, and there is a lot of feminine energy outside of it. So if I was to stick to the intention of what I was saying I was going to read in this reading, there's a lot of feminine energy outside of this. And then they're looking here again, he's on his golden horse. And it's, for me, I'm picking up the energy that everyone is looking at this person who is quite attractive, who has a lot of this, you know, valuable, there's something very valuable and rich about them. And it's become a bit of a, you know, it's starting to really affect the relationship. So this could be you. Really, it could be that you're not understanding that certain people in your life are getting annoyed with your behavior of, you know, not really taking people's ideas on board, and you're kind of just rolling with what you think is right for yourself. Because I feel like you have either sisters or your girlfriend, or girlfriends trying to help you out. There's family members that are trying to help you out here. That's for the small minority, but the rest of you that are really just focusing on this partner, okay, who isn't really, you know, showing you much attention anymore, or you're starting to feel that they may have cheated or they have done something that you can't forgive them for. I have the Chariot, and I'm looking at it, and for me it's, you just really want for everything to, you know, for all of this to just be over and done with, and the minute that things kind of clear out, you can kind of escape and you can leave, because Seven of Swords, it's making me feel like someone in this relationship, this partnership, wants to leave. I am for a small minority as well. I feel like this is a same-sex relationship. I don't usually see that in the Four of Wands, but I see this as like, you know, just same sex or just two of the same energies. So it could be that, you know, it's two masculine energies kind of clashing with each other, or it's two feminine energies clashing with each other. That's the energy that I'm getting here. And it's trying to say, you know, wearing the armor of gold and being like, you know, I'm very sure in my energy. And it's like no one's really backing down, because both of you aren't really bringing out the other, like, either if you're lacking the feminine energy, you're both not really giving that to each other anymore. And it's the Seven of Wands. There's this defense all the time. And it's like the relationship's not really going to where it used to be. Because when it's to do with like productivity and being productive and getting things done around the house. So I feel like maybe you are, you know, cleaning more and just creating a nicer environment. It's not really what's the issue here. The issue is that you need to be more loving and move into more of the love energy, because you just have you've swords, which is the Seven of Swords, which is like just being a little bit sneaky and not really trusting each other. And then you have the Six of Wands and the Seven of Wands, and it's just a lot of fiery energy. But like when I connect back with that sword, because we have the Seven of Swords here, and I'm connecting this as like maybe, you know, after the 7 is the 8. I feel like that's where you're going to get into, like, soon. So soon you're going to move into the 8 of Swords, which is where you're going to get stuck. And the only way to deal with that is to open up emotionally. Because without a doubt, someone is going to get stuck, or both of you are going to get stuck. And this Four of Wands is no longer, you know, a stable foundation, because in the circle that we have here, it's like after the Four of Wands is the Seven of Wands, being defensive, and then the Six of Wands, everyone acknowledging this guy and his golden horse. You're gonna get fed up, and you're gonna be like, you or they're gonna get fed up. I'm like, I'm out. I'm not. I can't be in isolation with you anymore because you're just getting on my tits. That's the kind of feeling I have here. But I strongly am getting the message here that you just don't need to just throw everything away, okay? The number 6 is calling out to me, and the number 6 really, I don't even have it here, do I? I don't know why I'm getting it. Well, 6 here, but that's it. The number 6 is calling out to me, and for some reason, oh, and the music stopped. Okay, I don't know. That's weird. There's a lot of weird stuff going on today. I know that's nothing weird, but maybe for some people that's not weird. But that happens to me all the time. Like the TV just stops. It's not even the TV. It's my. In group number 3, my chair moved by itself. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, 6. The number 6 for me usually resonates in a way that in order to have this new beginning, I need to really figure out how I can have this stability in all aspects of my life. So what I mean by that, the number 2 is like partnerships, okay? The number 4 is like, having the stability on like having a nice roof over your head, having a nice home, having, financial stability, all of that. And then 2, 4, 6. 6 for me is like, when that number comes in, it's like having stability overall. So mind, body, and soul. Okay? That is where you're going to really find the change. So until you start to, really work on the communication and what your soul wants, you're going to lose hope. But there is hope. I do feel it in this spread. I feel like there's hope for you in either, if you do have to walk away from this relationship, you're going to know at the time that it's right for you. But I just don't, the message I have for you is, don't think that this is the end. Like you're never going to meet anyone, or you're never going to, trust anyone or any of that. Just for me, this is an experience, and this is either way. If you're wanting to work on this relationship and you're wanting to work on loving yourself or loving your partner or this person, just know that either way, this is going to help you heal your mind, your mental state, and your communication skills. It's going to heal, having stability in your life, financial abundance, all of that, and it's going to heal you on a solar level. Solar level, yeah. Maybe you need to look into your astrology, figuring out why you are the way you are. Maybe that's something that you're interested in. Don't know why solar came out, but maybe solar plexus. Sorry, when words come out of my mouth like that, I just roll with it. Solar plexus. Oh my God. I kept talking about gold and golden. And I was... Okay. Okay, we got to there is a lot of gold here. Okay. What I strongly feel, the solar plexus, so something to do with confidence. Is it overconfident or is it underconfident? I'm not sure. But for me, this is where you really, really need to understand why these situations are happening in your life. And funny enough, I am starting to learn a little bit about the solar plexus for myself. And I've also done a healing for someone. She knows who she is. And if she sees this, it was like very, very much the most amazing experience I had helping someone, because this is something that I'm moving into. I want to start helping people, not just with tarot, but understanding their energy, their own energy, and how they can, you know, work with their own body to figure out why certain things are going a particular way. For me, it's your solar plexus. So if you want to know if your solar plexus is either underactive or overactive, there is a website that I always use for myself, and it's called eclecticenergies.com, and you can do a test there. And for me, it's always nice to see, because I had very unbalanced root chakra. It's like really on the other side. And now I've finally brought it back into balance, and I've done a lot of my own learning about the root chakra and really understanding it to the fullest. And now, funny enough, I want to move into learning about the root chakra. Even though my root chakra is balanced at the moment, I still want to learn about it and work my way up, learning about each chakra. So if that's something that you would like to email me about, and maybe asking me a little bit of information, I would gladly help you out there, because this is me learning about it as well. But yeah, that's all I have for you. I've been talking for a long time, haven't I? Yeah. That's all I have for you, group number 4. Leave a comment down below if this made sense or resonated or any of that, and give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell, because you will not know when I upload, because you will forget about me. There is a lot of us tarot readers on here, YouTube. So if you really enjoyed this, yeah, click the notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.